Hello everyone, today I'm going to be demonstrating the concept of an SSTO using a game called Kerbal Space Program. Let's hop into it. As you can see here, I have a number of facilities to choose from depending on what I want to do. I've got research and development, the astronaut complex, the spaceplane hangar, the launch pad, the runway, the vehicle assembly building, and of course the tracking station. Today we're going to be using the spaceplane hangar to design our SSTO. So this is the spaceplane hangar. We're going to be doing 3 different designs demonstrating the different concepts behind SSTOs. We're going to start off with the least efficient and least likely to succeed kind. Here we go. Alright everyone, this is our first SSTO. As you can see, it's well, it's more or less an RSR-71 with a couple of rocket engines strapped at the back of it. So the basic concept behind this one is that it has 2 regular air-breathing engines back here in the back to sort of give it a boost high up into the atmosphere to where we won't need rocket fuel to propel us the entire way. Unfortunately, with this design, you have a lot of weight from having these extra air-breathing engines that are just kind of stuck on your SSTO now. Not to mention the large amount of fuel tanks that I've had to add to ensure that there's enough delta V to get to orbit. To be honest, I don't know if this is going to work, but let's find out. You can see I forgot to modify the staging of the engine, so I'm just gonna do that. Check your staging, kids. Alright, I've just activated the rocket engines. Depending on how much fuel we have to work with, we actually stand a decent chance of getting to orbit. I probably should have mentioned how orbit works in Kerbal Space Program. Basically, in Kerbal Space Program, the planet Kerbin is smaller than Earth. This means that orbit is qualified as an altitude of 70,000 kilometers at a speed of about 2,600 meters per second. So the standards are definitely a lot less rigid than those of Earth. Alright, I have open in the top right corner my resource management bar. Right now my craft is moving at a speed of 1,700 meters per second with an estimated maximum altitude of about 56 kilometers. That is rising, but you'll notice my oxidizer is running very, very low, so we will see. Alright, 78 kilometers is enough to get us into what the game considers space. So, if we get up there and we can maintain a speed of 2,600 meters per second or so, we will have achieved orbit. I put our chances of success at about 20% right now. Alright, well that's it. We didn't quite make orbit. We do have a good suborbital trajectory. We, with just a little bit more delta V, might have made it. But as I said earlier, this is the least efficient model that we'll be working with today. So let's head on back to the vehicle assembly building, or rather the spaceplane hangar, and start over. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is our second design for an SSTO. This is the aircraft assisted launch. Now this takes off a lot of the speed and altitude, well, a lot of the delta V that we would need to get that speed and altitude simply by strapping it to a larger aircraft that we will then jettison off of and continue with the mission. So, here we go. I'm missing two engine. Okay, you know what? Oh. I know what you're thinking. Aren't these gonna cause, like, ridiculous amounts of drag? Yes, they will. Oh, beautiful. Oh, absolutely beautiful. Oh, just as intended. Alright, well, that aircraft is going to go off and it's going to go, back to base and land or whatever, but meanwhile, let's see if we can make orbit. I'm hearing a lot of explosions in the background, not sure what's going on with that, but, I'm sure it's fine. Okay, gonna re-engage the engine and see if we can accelerate to the point to where we have a stable orbit. Alright, that's it. We have established orbit over Kerbin. Our SSTO is a success. So, the aircraft assisted launch is one of definitely a super good option if you're looking to put an SSTO in orbit. Everything is completely reusable. No parts were put to waste. But what good is an SSTO if you can't land it? This right here is the Kerbal Space Center where we're going to try to land. Might have overshot it a little bit. That's all right. We still have about a quarter tank of gas, so we'll just swing back around and land. Looking pretty good. As long as we don't manage to screw this up, we should be okay. Nice. Oh no! Oh, that was... My bad. Moral of the lesson, though, it did work. It got to altitude, and it did come back safely right up until I botched the landing there, but it's all right. It's all right. So... Now I know what a lot of you are thinking. You're thinking, well, now hold on a second there, guy. This is the same design you built for the first one. And you're mostly right. But there is one major difference, and the difference lies in the engine. We're going to be using what's called the Rapier engine for Kerbal Space Program. Basically, this is a sort of hybrid engine that operates as a normal air-breathing engine while it's in the atmosphere, but switches over to rocket fuel when there's no more air left to breathe. Now, all of the SSTOs that I've built so far have been very basic. They didn't have any cargo space or anything like that. But you take a design like this half air-breathing, half rocket engine type design, and you combine it with another SSTO launch assist system, and you have yourself a legitimate strategy for SSTOs. All right, here we are. We're ready to start the fuel burn. As you can see in our resource panel in the upper right part of the screen here, we've just about burned through half of our fuel reserves. So here we go. All right, that's it. We've established a solid orbit, and we've got somewhere around a third of our fuel reserves remaining, without even using a launch assist system such as the aircraft assist or a ramp assist. So let's try to land it. Hopefully we won't die this time. Nice. And we didn't even explode this time. Alright, well, that is the SSTO Mark III, but because this is Kerbal Space Program, of course I'm not going to leave it just as that. We're going to make the most Kerbal SSTO that we possibly can. Here we go. Alright, well that is, it appears that we have established an orbit around the sun itself and have, in fact, escaped the gravitational pull of Kerbin altogether. So I would say that that was a rather successful launch. In true Kerbin style, I have forgotten a way to bring them back home. So, Jeb, Bill, have fun on your adventure to the sun. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me for this fun little Kerbal adventure. If you're interested in Kerbal Space Program, it is available through Steam, and I would definitely recommend it. It's a great way to learn about aerospace and, you know, maybe also blow a few things up. Thank you.